If you're over 50 and struggling with blood sugar spikes that leave you feeling exhausted, hungry again within hours, or worried about your long-term health, then this comprehensive guide is exactly what you've been searching for. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 scientifically proven fruits that can dramatically reduce your post-meal blood sugar spikes, starting with your very next meal. But here's what makes this different from everything else you've heard. I'm not just going to tell you which fruits to eat. I'm going to show you exactly how to use them, when to eat them, and most importantly, how to test their effects on your own body at home. Because here's the truth that the medical establishment doesn't want you to know. Every person's body responds differently to foods, and what works for your neighbor might not work for you. Before we dive into these 7 powerful fruits, let me be crystal clear about something. Nothing cures diabetes overnight. That's not what this is about. What we're talking about here is using nature's most powerful tools to help you regain control over your blood sugar levels, reduce those dangerous spikes that happen after meals, and start feeling more energetic and satisfied throughout your day. I've spent the last 15 years working with people over 60 who are dealing with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and insulin resistance. And what I've discovered might surprise you. The conventional wisdom about fruit and diabetes is not only wrong, it's actually keeping you from one of nature's most powerful tools for blood sugar control. Most doctors will tell you to avoid fruit if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic. They'll say it's too high in sugar, that it will spike your blood glucose, and that you should stick to vegetables only. But here's what the research actually shows, and what I've seen work with thousands of my clients. The right fruits, eaten the right way, at the right time, can actually help stabilize your blood sugar better than many medications. Now, I want to be very clear about who this information is for. If you're between 50 and 80 years old, if you've been diagnosed with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, if you're dealing with insulin resistance, or if you're a caregiver for someone who is, then this guide is specifically designed for you. If you're looking to reduce those post-meal blood sugar spikes that leave you feeling tired and craving more food, if you want to lose weight around your midsection, if you're concerned about your cardiovascular health, or if you simply want to feel more energetic and satisfied after your meals, then what I'm about to share with you can be life-changing. But I need you to understand something important before we begin. This information is meant to complement, not replace, your medical care. If you're taking medication for diabetes, blood pressure, or any other condition, you need to work with your healthcare provider as you implement these changes. Some of these fruits can interact with certain medications, and as your blood sugar control improves, you may need to adjust your medication dosages. I also want to address something that's particularly important for those of you over 60. As we age, our bodies change in ways that actually make blood sugar control more challenging. Our muscle mass decreases, which means we have less tissue to absorb glucose from our bloodstream. Our insulin sensitivity often decreases, meaning our cells don't respond as well to insulin's signal to take up glucose. And our digestive systems may become more sensitive, making it harder to process certain foods. But here's the amazing thing. The fruits I'm about to share with you are not only safe for people over 60, they're actually more beneficial. Many of them are easier to digest than other foods. They provide essential nutrients that become more important as we age, and they work with your body's natural processes to help stabilize blood sugar. Now, to get the maximum benefit from what I'm about to share, I need you to do 3 things. First, watch this entire presentation. The most important information comes at the end, including how to test these fruits' effects on your own blood sugar at home. Second, understand that the key is not just which fruits you choose, but how much you eat, when you eat them, and what you combine them with. And third, start keeping a simple food and blood sugar log. Every person's body responds differently, and the only way to know what works for you is to track your individual response. Let me start by sharing something that might shock you. The fruit that's sitting at number 2 on my list is something that most people don't even think of as a fruit. It contains virtually no sugar, It's packed with healthy fats that actually slow down the absorption of glucose from other foods, and it can reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 30% when used correctly. I'll reveal what it is in just a few minutes. But first, I want to address the biggest mistake I see people make when it comes to fruit and blood sugar control. They think all fruits are created equal. They believe that if they can't eat a banana or grapes, they can't eat any fruit at all. This couldn't be further from the truth. The key to understanding which fruits can help control your blood sugar lies in something called the glycemic index and glycemic load. The glycemic index measures how quickly a food raises your blood sugar compared to pure glucose. Foods with a low glycemic index raise blood sugar slowly and steadily, while foods with a high glycemic index cause rapid spikes. But the glycemic index only tells part of the story. Glycemic load takes into account both the glycemic index and the amount of carbohydrates in a typical serving. This is crucial because you might have a food with a moderate glycemic index, but if you eat a very small portion, the glycemic load remains low. The 7 fruits I'm about to share with you have been carefully selected based on 3 criteria. First, they have a low to moderate glycemic index, meaning they won't cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Second, they're rich in fiber, healthy fats, or other compounds that further slow the absorption of any natural sugars they contain. And third, they provide additional health benefits that are particularly important for people over 60, including cardiovascular support, anti-inflammatory effects, and essential nutrients. But before we dive into the specific fruits, I want to share something that could change everything about how you approach blood sugar control. Recent research has shown that the timing of when you eat fruit can be just as important as which fruit you choose. Most people eat fruit on an empty stomach, thinking it's healthier. But for blood sugar control, especially if you're over 60, this is exactly the wrong approach. When you eat fruit alone, the natural sugars are absorbed quickly into your bloodstream, causing a spike in blood glucose. But when you eat fruit as part of a meal, or immediately after a meal that contains protein, healthy fats, and fiber, the absorption is much slower and more controlled. This is why I'm going to give you specific timing and combination recommendations for each of the 7 fruits. Now, let's start with our first powerful fruit. And this might surprise you, because it's often considered off limits for people concerned about blood sugar. Number 7. Berries. Nature's most powerful blood sugar stabilizer. I'm starting with berries because they're absolutely the most powerful fruits you can use for blood sugar control. And the research backing this up is overwhelming. When I talk about berries, I'm specifically referring to blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries. These 4 berries share a unique combination of properties that make them incredibly effective for managing post-meal blood sugar spikes. The magic in berries comes from compounds called anthocyanins. These are the natural pigments that give berries their deep red, blue, and purple colors. But anthocyanins do much more than just provide color. Research published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry has shown that anthocyanins can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 20% and reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by as much as 15%. But here's what makes berries particularly perfect for people over 60. They're incredibly rich in fiber relative to their sugar content. A 3/4 cup serving of mixed berries contains about 6 grams of fiber, but only 10 grams of natural sugar. This high fiber to sugar ratio means that the natural sugars in berries are absorbed very slowly, preventing the rapid blood glucose spikes that can leave you feeling tired and craving more food. Let me give you some specific numbers that will show you just how powerful berries can be. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers gave participants a high carbohydrate meal along with either a placebo or a serving of mixed berries. The group that ate the berries had a 25% smaller blood sugar spike 1 hour after the meal, and their blood sugar returned to baseline 30 minutes faster than the control group. For people over 60, berries offer additional benefits beyond blood sugar control. They're rich in vitamin C, which becomes more important as we age because our body's ability to absorb this crucial nutrient decreases. They're also packed with antioxidants that help protect against the cellular damage that can accelerate aging and increase the risk of chronic diseases. Now, let me tell you exactly how to use berries for maximum blood sugar benefit. The ideal serving size is 3/4 of a cup of mixed fresh berries. If fresh berries are too expensive or not available year-round, frozen berries are just as effective and often more affordable. In fact, frozen berries are often picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen, which can actually preserve more nutrients than fresh berries that have been shipped long distances. The best way to eat berries for blood sugar control is not on an empty stomach, but as part of your breakfast or as a dessert after your main meals. One of my favorite recommendations for people over 60 is to mix 3/4 cup of berries with half a cup of plain Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of cinnamon. The protein in the Greek yogurt and the chromium in the cinnamon work synergistically with the anthocyanins in the berries to provide even better blood sugar control. Another excellent way to use berries is in a smoothie, but you need to be careful here. Most smoothies are blood sugar disasters because they're too large, contain too much fruit, and are consumed too quickly, but a properly made berry smoothie can be incredibly beneficial. Use 3/4 cup of berries, half a cup of unsweetened almond milk or water, 1 scoop of protein powder, and a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or chia seeds. This combination provides protein, healthy fats, and fiber that will keep your blood sugar stable for hours. For those of you who have concerns about the texture of berries, especially if you have dental issues, there are still great ways to get their benefits. You can lightly cook berries with a little water and cinnamon to soften them, or you can mash them slightly and mix them into oatmeal or yogurt. One important note about berries and blood sugar: while all berries are beneficial, blueberries and blackberries tend to have the lowest glycemic index, followed by raspberries and then strawberries. However, the differences are small, and all for our excellent choices for blood sugar control. Number 6. Apples with skin, the fiber powerhouse that slows glucose absorption. Old saying "an apple a day keeps the doctor away" turns out to be particularly true when it comes to blood sugar control, but only if you're eating the apple correctly. Most people either avoid apples entirely if they're concerned about blood sugar, or they eat them the wrong way, missing out on their most powerful benefits. The key to apples' blood sugar benefits lies in a special type of fiber called pectin, which is concentrated in the skin and the flesh just beneath it. Pectin is what's known as a soluble fiber, which means it dissolves in water to form a gel-like substance in your digestive tract. This gel slows down the absorption of the apple's natural sugars, preventing the rapid blood sugar spikes that can occur with other fruits. But pectin does something else that's incredibly important for people over 60. It helps you feel full and satisfied for longer periods of time. Research published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate an apple before a meal consumed 200 fewer calories during that meal, and they reported feeling more satisfied for up to 4 hours afterward. The polyphenols in apple skin provide additional blood sugar benefits. These compounds, which give apples their color and help protect them from insects and disease, have been shown to slow down the digestion of starches and sugars. In effect, they act like a natural medication that helps regulate blood glucose levels. Here's something that might surprise you. The variety of apple you choose can make a significant difference in blood sugar control. Granny Smith apples, with their tart taste and firm texture, have the lowest glycemic index of all apple varieties. They're followed by Red Delicious, Gala, and then Fuji apples. The more tart the apple, the lower its impact on blood sugar. For optimal blood sugar control, the ideal serving size is 1 medium apple, about the size of a tennis ball, and you must eat it with the skin on. The skin contains about half of the apple's fiber and most of its polyphenols. If you remove the skin, you're losing much of the apple's blood sugar benefits. The timing of when you eat your apple is crucial. Never eat an apple by itself on an empty stomach if you're concerned about blood sugar control. Instead, eat your apple as a snack paired with a protein source. One of my favorite combinations is apple slices with 2 tablespoons of natural almond butter or peanut butter. The healthy fats and protein in the nut butter work with the apple's fiber to create an even more stable blood sugar response. For people over 60 who may have concerns about dental health or digestion, there are ways to make apples easier to eat while maintaining their benefits. You can slice the apple into thin pieces, which makes it easier to chew while still providing all the fiber benefits. You can also lightly cook apple slices with cinnamon and a small amount of water, which softens them while preserving most of their nutritional value. Another excellent way to use apples for blood sugar control is to incorporate them into meals rather than eating them as snacks. Diced apples can be added to salads, providing natural sweetness, while the other ingredients in the salad help moderate blood sugar response. You can also add diced apples to oatmeal or yogurt. There's one important caution I need to share about apples. Apple juice, even if it's labeled as natural or no sugar added, is completely different from eating whole apples. When apples are juiced, all the fiber is removed, leaving behind concentrated sugars that can cause rapid blood sugar spikes. A glass of apple juice can raise blood sugar just as quickly as a soda. Number 5. Pears with skin, the general for digestive health and blood sugar control. Pears are often overlooked when people think about fruits for blood sugar control, but they're actually one of the most beneficial fruits you can choose, especially if you're over 60. Pears contain even more fiber than apples, and they have a unique combination of soluble and insoluble fiber that provides exceptional blood sugar benefits. The fiber content in pears is truly remarkable. One medium pear with skin contains about 6 grams of fiber, which is nearly 25% of the daily recommended intake for adults. This high fiber content means that the natural sugars in pears are absorbed very slowly, preventing rapid blood sugar spikes. Asterisk, but pears offer something special for people over 60. They're incredibly gentle on the digestive system. Unlike some fruits that can cause gas, bloating, or digestive discomfort, pears are well tolerated by most people, even those with sensitive stomachs or conditions like gastroesophageal reflux disease. The type of fiber in pears is particularly beneficial for blood sugar control. Pears are rich in a soluble fiber called pectin, similar to apples, but they also contain significant amounts of lignin, which is found primarily in the skin. Lignin not only helps slow sugar absorption, but also supports cardiovascular health, which is particularly important for people with diabetes or prediabetes. Research published in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association found that people who ate 1 pear before a meal had significantly lower post-meal blood sugar levels compared to those who didn't eat any fruit. The effect was so pronounced that the researchers concluded that pears could be used as a natural tool for blood sugar management. For optimal blood sugar control, choose pears that are ripe but still firm. Overripe pears have higher sugar content and less fiber, which can lead to higher blood sugar responses. The ideal serving size is 1 medium pear, and like apples, you must eat it with the skin on to get the full fiber benefits. The best varieties for blood sugar control are Anjou and Bosc pears, which tend to have higher fiber content and lower glycemic index compared to Bartlett pears. Asian pears are also excellent choices, as they're particularly high in fiber and have a satisfying, crunchy texture that many people over 60 find appealing. One of my favorite ways to recommend pears to people over 60 is to eat them as an evening snack paired with a small portion of cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. The combination of the pear's fiber with the protein in the dairy creates a very stable blood sugar response that can help prevent overnight blood sugar fluctuations. Pears can also be lightly cooked to make them easier to digest while preserving most of their nutritional benefits. Poaching pears in water with cinnamon and a small amount of vanilla extract creates a delicious, blood sugar-friendly dessert. The cooking process breaks down some of the fiber, making the pears easier to digest, but still leaves enough fiber to provide blood sugar benefits for people who have difficulty chewing fresh pears due to dental issues. You can grate fresh pears and mix them with yogurt or oatmeal. This preserves the fiber content while making the fruit easier to eat. Number 4. Cherries, the antioxidant powerhouse with surprising blood sugar benefit. Cherries are truly one of nature's most powerful foods for blood sugar control, and they offer unique benefits that are particularly important for people over 60. Both sweet and tart cherries are excellent choices, but they work in slightly different ways to help manage blood glucose levels. The magic in cherries comes from their incredibly high concentration of anthocyanins, the same compounds that make berries so beneficial for blood sugar control. But cherries contain even higher concentrations of these powerful compounds than most other fruits. Research published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that cherries have one of the highest antioxidant capacities of any fruit, with tart cherries ranking even higher than sweet cherries. But here's what makes cherries particularly special for blood sugar control. They have a very low glycemic index despite their natural sweetness. Sweet cherries have a glycemic index of just 22, while tart cherries are even lower at 20. To put this in perspective, these numbers are lower than most vegetables. The fiber content in cherries also contributes to their blood sugar benefits. 1 cup of cherries contains about 3 grams of fiber, which helps slow the absorption of the fruit's natural sugars. But cherries offer something else that's particularly important for people over 60. They're rich in potassium, which supports cardiovascular health and helps regulate blood pressure. Recent research has uncovered another remarkable benefit of cherries for blood sugar control. Studies have shown that the anthocyanins in cherries can actually improve insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells become more responsive to insulin signal to take up glucose from the bloodstream. This effect can last for several hours after eating cherries, providing prolonged blood sugar benefits. For optimal blood sugar control, the ideal serving size is 1 cup of fresh cherries, with the pits removed, or about 20 individual cherries. If fresh cherries aren't available, frozen cherries are just as beneficial and often more convenient. In fact, frozen tart cherries are available year-round and are often more affordable than fresh cherries. One important note about cherries: avoid cherry juice, even if it's labeled as 100% pure. Like other fruit juices, cherry juice lacks the fiber that helps control blood sugar response, and it's very easy to consume far more sugar from juice than you would from whole cherries. The best way to eat cherries for blood sugar control as part of a balanced snack or meal. One excellent option is to mix 1 cup of cherries with half a cup of plain Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of chopped nuts. The protein in the yogurt and the healthy fats in the nuts work with the cherry's fiber and anthocyanins to provide excellent blood sugar control. Cherries can also be used in cooking to create blood sugar-friendly desserts. You can lightly cook cherries with cinnamon and a small amount of water to create a compote that can be served over Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. The cooking process actually increases the availability of some of the anthocyanins, potentially making them even more beneficial for blood sugar control. For people over 60 who may have concerns about the tartness of some cherries, sweet cherries are still an excellent choice and provide similar blood sugar benefits. The key is to stick to the recommended portion size and to combine them with protein or healthy fats. Number 3. Citrus fruits with pulp, the vitamin C powerhouses that slow sugar absorption. Citrus fruits, particularly oranges and grapefruits, offer unique benefits for blood sugar control that make them excellent choices for people over 60. But the key to getting these benefits is eating the whole fruit, including the white pith and pulp, not drinking citrus juice. The blood sugar benefits of citrus fruits come from several compounds, but the most important is a flavonoid called naringenin, which is found primarily in the white pith beneath the skin. Naringenin has been shown in research to improve insulin sensitivity and help regulate blood glucose levels. It works by slowing down the absorption of sugars in the small intestine and by helping muscle cells take up glucose more efficiently. The fiber in citrus fruits, particularly the soluble fiber found in the pulp and white pith, provides additional blood sugar benefits. This fiber forms a gel-like substance in the digestive tract that slows down sugar absorption. One medium orange contains about 3 grams of fiber, while half a grapefruit contains about 2 grams. But citrus fruits offer something particularly important for people over 60. They're incredibly rich in vitamin C. As we age, our body's ability to absorb and utilize vitamin C decreases, making dietary sources even more important. Vitamin C supports immune function, helps with wound healing, and plays a crucial role in cardiovascular health. For blood sugar control, oranges and grapefruits are the best citrus choices. Oranges have a glycemic index of about 40, which is considered low, while grapefruits have an even lower glycemic index of about 35. Both fruits provide excellent blood sugar control when eaten as whole fruits rather than juices. The ideal serving size is 1 small 2 medium orange or half a medium grapefruit. It's important to eat the pulp and as much of the white pith as possible, as this is where many of the beneficial compounds are concentrated. If you find the white pith too bitter, you can gradually increase the amount you eat as your taste buds adjust. One of the best ways to eat citrus fruits for blood sugar control as part of a meal or immediately after a meal. The fiber and beneficial compounds in citrus fruits can actually help reduce the blood sugar impact of other foods eaten at the same meal. For example, eating half a grapefruit before a breakfast that includes whole grain toast can significantly reduce the meal's overall impact on blood sugar. Citrus fruits can also be incorporated into salads, where their natural acidity helps slow the digestion of other carbohydrates in the meal. Orange segments can be added to spinach salads, while grapefruit segments work well in mixed green salads. There is one important caution I need to share about grapefruit specifically. Grapefruit can interact with certain medications, including some statins used to lower cholesterol and some blood pressure medications. If you're taking any prescription medications, you should consult with your healthcare provider before adding grapefruit to your diet. Number 2. Kiwi, the fiber-rich surprise that outperforms many vegetables. Kiwi fruit is truly one of the most underrated fruits for blood sugar control, and it offers benefits that make it particularly valuable for people over 60. Despite its small size, kiwi is packed with fiber, vitamin C, and unique compounds that help regulate blood glucose levels. The fiber content in kiwi is remarkable. To medium kiwis contain about 5 grams of fiber, which is more than many servings of vegetables. This high fiber content means that the natural sugars in kiwi are absorbed very slowly, preventing rapid blood sugar spikes. The glycemic index of kiwi is just 39, which is considered low. But kiwi offers something unique that other fruits don't. The skin is completely edible and contains even more fiber and nutrients than the flesh. Many people don't realize that kiwi skin is not only safe to eat, but is actually one of the most nutritious parts of the fruit. The skin contains 3 times more fiber than the flesh and is rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. Research published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate kiwis before a high-carbohydrate meal had significantly lower post-meal blood sugar levels compared to those who didn't eat any fruit. The effect was attributed to kiwi's high fiber content and unique combination of natural sugars. Kiwi is also incredibly rich in vitamin C. To medium kiwis contain more vitamin C than a large orange, making them an excellent choice for people over 60 who need to maintain strong immune function and support wound healing. For optimal blood sugar control, the ideal serving size is to medium kiwis. If you can tolerate eating the skin, I highly recommend it for the additional fiber and nutrients. If the fuzzy texture of the skin bothers you, you can rub the kiwi under running water to remove some of the fuzz. Or you can choose golden kiwis, which have smoother, thinner skin. One of the best ways to eat kiwi is sliced and mixed with Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. The protein in the dairy works with the kiwi's fiber to provide excellent blood sugar control. Kiwi can also be added to salads, where its tartness provides a nice contrast to leafy greens and other vegetables. For people over 60 who may prefer softer textures, kiwi is naturally soft and easy to eat. You can also lightly mash kiwi and mix it into oatmeal or yogurt if you prefer an even softer texture. Number 1. Avocado, the surprising fruit. That's actually a blood sugar medicine, oh no. We come to the number 1 fruit on my list, and I guarantee this will surprise you. Avocado is technically a fruit, but it's unlike any other fruit when it comes to blood sugar control. In fact, avocado is so effective at managing blood glucose that it works more like a natural medication than a typical fruit. Here's what makes avocado so special. It contains virtually no sugar. While most fruits contain between 10 and 20 grams of natural sugars per serving, half a medium avocado contains less than 1 gram of sugar. Instead, avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the same heart-healthy fats found in olive oil. These healthy fats do something remarkable for blood sugar control. They slow down the absorption of glucose from other foods eaten at the same meal. Research published in the Nutrition Journal found that people who ate half an avocado with a meal had 40% lower blood sugar spikes compared to those who ate the same meal without avocado. But avocados offer even more benefits for blood sugar control. They're rich in fiber, with half a medium avocado containing about 7 grams, which is more fiber than most people get in an entire day from all sources combined. This fiber, combined with the healthy fats, creates a powerful combination for blood sugar management. The monounsaturated fats in avocados also help improve insulin sensitivity over time. Regular consumption of avocados has been shown to help cells respond more effectively to insulin, which is particularly important for people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. For people over 60, avocados offer additional benefits beyond blood sugar control. They're rich in potassium, which supports cardiovascular health and helps regulate blood pressure. They also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, compounds that support eye health, which becomes increasingly important as we age. The ideal serving size is half of a medium avocado, which contains about 160 calories and 15 grams of healthy fats. This might seem like a lot of calories for a fruit, but the high fat and fiber content means that avocado is incredibly satisfying and can help reduce overall calorie intake by keeping you full for longer. Periods, the best way to use avocado for blood sugar control is to add it to meals rather than eating it alone. Half an avocado added to a salad, omelet, or sandwich can significantly reduce the meal's impact on blood sugar. Avocado can also be mashed and used as a spread instead of butter or mayonnaise. For people over 60, avocados are particularly beneficial because they're soft and easy to eat, making them perfect for those who may have dental concerns. They can be mashed into guacamole, sliced and added to meals, or even blended into smoothies to add creaminess and blood sugar benefits. There is one important caution about avocados. They're very high in potassium, which is generally beneficial, but that can be problematic for people with kidney disease or those taking certain medications like ACE inhibitors. If you have kidney problems or are taking medications for blood pressure or heart disease, you should consult with your healthcare provider before adding avocados to your diet. Fruits to use with caution. Know that I've shared the 7 most powerful fruits for blood sugar control. I need to address some fruits that should be used with caution or avoided entirely if you're concerned about blood sugar management. First, let's talk about fruit juices. Even 100% natural fruit juices, without any added sugars, can cause rapid blood sugar spikes because all the fiber has been removed. When you remove the fiber from fruit, you're left with concentrated fruit sugars that are absorbed quickly into the bloodstream. A glass of orange juice can raise blood sugar just as quickly as a can of soda. Dried fruits are another category to approach with extreme caution. The drying process concentrates the sugars while removing water, creating a very high glycemic load in a small serving. Just a quarter cup of raisins contains as much sugar as a whole cup of grapes. If you do choose to eat dried fruits occasionally, limit yourself to very small portions and always combine them with protein or healthy fats. Smoothies can be problematic for blood sugar control, even when made with the fruits I've recommended. The issue isn't the fruits themselves, but the fact that smoothies often contain multiple servings of fruit. They're consumed quickly, and the blending process breaks down some of the fiber, making the sugars more readily available. If you do make smoothies, limit them to no more than 1 serving of fruit. Add protein powder or Greek yogurt, and include healthy fats like ground flaxseed. Certain fruits should be eaten with particular caution due to their higher glycemic index. Grapes, especially when very ripe, can cause significant blood sugar spikes. If you choose to eat grapes, limit yourself to about 15 individual grapes and always combine them with protein or healthy fats. Bananas are another fruit that requires caution, particularly as they ripen. Very ripe bananas with brown spots have a much higher glycemic index than green or yellow bananas. If you eat bananas, choose ones that are still slightly green and limit yourself to half of a medium banana combined with protein. Watermelon, while refreshing and hydrating, has a high glycemic index and should be eaten in very small portions if at all. The same goes for pineapple, which is not only high in natural sugars, but also lacks significant fiber to slow sugar absorption. The complete guide to portions and timing understanding. Proper portions and timing is crucial for getting the maximum blood sugar benefits from the fruits I've recommended. Most people eat too much fruit at one time, which can overwhelm even the best blood sugar control mechanisms. The general rule is to limit yourself to 1 serving of fruit per meal, with no more than 2 servings total per day. A serving is defined as 3/4 cup of berries, 1 medium apple or pear, 1 cup of cherries, 1 small orange or half a grapefruit, to medium kiwis, or half a medium avocado. Timing is just as important as portion size. Never eat fruit on an empty stomach if you're concerned about blood sugar control. The best times to eat fruit are as part of a meal or as a snack combined with protein or healthy fats. This combination slows down sugar absorption and prevents rapid blood sugar spikes. The ideal timing for fruit consumption is either with breakfast, as part of your morning meal, or as a dessert after lunch or dinner. Eating fruit immediately after a meal that contains protein, healthy fats, and fiber provides the best blood sugar control. When combining fruit with other foods, aim for a balance that includes protein, healthy fats, and additional fiber. Some excellent combinations include berries with Greek yogurt, apple slices with almond butter, or avocado added to an omelet. How to test these fruits. Effects on your own blood sugar. This is perhaps the most important section of this entire guide because it will teach you how to determine which fruits work best for your individual body. Every person responds differently to foods, and what works perfectly for one person might not work as well for another. The gold standard for testing your blood sugar response to foods is to use a blood glucose meter to check your levels before eating, and then 1 hour and 2 hours after eating. This will show you exactly how each fruit affects your individual blood glucose levels. Here's exactly how to do this testing. First, check your blood sugar before eating any fruit. This gives you your baseline level. Then eat the fruit, combined with any protein or healthy fats as I've recommended. Set a timer and check your blood sugar exactly 1 hour after finishing the fruit. Set another timer and check again exactly 2 hours after finishing the fruit. For optimal blood sugar control, you want to see less than a 30-point rise in blood glucose 1 hour after eating, and your blood sugar should return to within 10 points of your starting level by the 2-hour mark. If a particular fruit causes larger spikes, you can try reducing the portion size or changing what you combine it with. Keep a simple log of your testing results. Write down the fruit you ate, the portion size, what you combined it with, and your blood sugar readings at each time point. Over time, you'll develop a clear picture of which fruits work best for your body and which ones you should avoid or eat in smaller portions. You should also pay attention to how you feel after eating different fruits. Do you feel energized and satisfied? Or do you feel tired and hungry again within an hour? Do you notice any digestive discomfort? These subjective feelings are just as important as the blood sugar numbers. Common myths about fruit and diabetes. Before we conclude, I want to address some common myths about fruit and diabetes that may be preventing you from getting the benefits of these powerful foods. Myth number 1. People with diabetes can't eat any fruit. This is completely false. As I've shown you, the right fruits eaten in the right amounts at the right times can actually help improve blood sugar control. The key is choosing low glycemic fruits with high fiber content and eating them as part of balanced meals or snacks. Myth number 2. Fruit juice is the same as whole fruit. This couldn't be more wrong. Fruit juice lacks the fiber that makes whole fruit beneficial for blood sugar control. And it's very easy to consume multiple servings worth of fruit sugars in a single glass of juice. Always choose whole fruit over juice. Myth number 3. You should never eat fruit at night. The timing of fruit consumption is important, but it's not about avoiding fruit at certain times of day. It's about combining fruit with protein and healthy fats and not eating it on an empty stomach. A small serving of berries with Greek yogurt can actually be a good evening snack because the protein helps stabilize blood sugar overnight. Myth number 4. All fruits affect blood sugar the same way. We've seen throughout this guide that different fruits have vastly different effects on blood glucose. Avocado barely raises blood sugar at all, while grapes can cause significant spikes. The key is knowing which fruits to choose and how to eat them. Myth number 5. Natural fruit sugars are bad for diabetics. Natural fruit sugars, when consumed as part of whole fruits with fiber and other beneficial compounds, are processed very differently by the body than added sugars. The fiber and other nutrients in whole fruits slow sugar absorption and provide additional health benefits. Advanced strategies for maximizing benefits for those of you who want to take your blood sugar control to the next level. Here are some advanced strategies that can help you get even more benefits from the fruits I've recommended. First, consider the ripeness of your fruit. Less ripe fruits generally have lower glycemic indexes than very ripe fruits. For example, a slightly green banana will have less impact on blood sugar than a very ripe banana with brown spots. Choose fruits that are ripe enough to be flavorful, but not overripe. Second, think about food combinations strategically. Certain combinations work synergistically to provide better blood sugar control than the individual foods alone. For example, combining berries with cinnamon can enhance the blood sugar benefits of both foods. Cinnamon contains compounds that help improve insulin sensitivity, while berries provide anthocyanins and fiber. Third, consider the order in which you eat foods during a meal. Eating protein and vegetables before carbohydrates and fruits can help reduce the overall glycemic impact of the meal. This is based on research showing that the order of food consumption can affect post-meal blood sugar levels. Fourth, pay attention to your hydration status. Dehydration can affect blood sugar levels and how your body responds to foods. Make sure you're drinking adequate water throughout the day, but avoid drinking large amounts of fluids with meals, as this can speed up digestion and increase blood sugar spikes. The role of physical activity plays a crucial role in how your body responds to the fruits you eat. Even light physical activity after eating can significantly improve your blood sugar response to foods. For people over 60, this doesn't mean you need to do intense exercise. A simple 10 to 15-minute walk after eating fruit can help your muscles take up glucose from your bloodstream more efficiently. Even gentle activities like washing dishes, doing light household chores, or stretching can be beneficial. If walking is impossible due to mobility issues, even seated exercises or upper body movements can help. The key is to avoid sitting completely still for the first hour or two after eating. Any movement that engages your muscles will help them utilize the glucose from the fruit you've eaten. Special considerations for people over 60. As we age, our bodies change in ways that affect how we process foods, including fruits. Here are some special considerations for people over 60 who want to use fruit for blood sugar control. First, digestive changes are common as we age. You may find that you're more sensitive to certain textures or that your digestive system works more slowly. This is why softer fruits like avocado, kiwi, and lightly cooked fruits may be better tolerated than crisp apples or firm pears. Second, medication interactions become more important with age because many people over 60 are taking multiple medications. Always check with your healthcare provider about potential interactions, particularly with grapefruit, which can interact with many common medications. Third, nutrient absorption can decrease with age, making the high nutrient density of the fruits I've recommended even more important. The vitamin C in citrus fruits and kiwi, the potassium in avocados, and the antioxidants in berries become increasingly valuable as we get older. Fourth, dental health considerations may affect which fruits you can comfortably eat. If you have dental issues, focus on softer fruits or consider lightly cooking harder fruits to make them easier to chew while preserving most of their nutritional benefits, creating a sustainable long-term plan. Key to success with using fruits for blood sugar control is creating a plan that you can stick with long-term. This means finding fruits you enjoy, preparing them in ways that fit your lifestyle, and making gradual changes rather than trying to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start by choosing 2 or 3 fruits from my list that appeal to you most. Focus on incorporating these into your diet consistently before adding others. This approach is more likely to lead to lasting changes than trying to eat all 7 fruits immediately. Plan your fruit purchases around your weekly meal planning. If you know you'll be eating berries with yogurt for breakfast 3 times this week, buy enough berries for those meals plus maybe 1 extra serving. This prevents waste and ensures you have the fruits you need when you need them. Consider your budget and the seasonal availability of fruits in your area. Frozen berries and cherries are often more affordable than fresh and are available year-round. Apples and citrus fruits are typically less expensive and widely available. Avocados and kiwis may be more expensive, but offer unique benefits that make them worth the investment. Think about preparation and storage. Wash and prepare fruits when you bring them home from the store so they're ready to eat when you want them. Keep pre-portioned servings in containers in your refrigerator so you're not tempted to eat too much at once. Troubleshooting common problems. Even with the best intentions, you may encounter some challenges as you start incorporating these fruits into your diet. Here are solutions to the most common problems people face. Problem: I'm seeing higher blood sugar numbers than expected. Solution: check your portion sizes first. Most people underestimate how much fruit they're eating. Use measuring cups or a food scale until you're confident about portion sizes. Also, make sure you're combining fruit with protein or healthy fats, not eating it alone. Problem: I don't like the taste of some of these fruits. Solution: start with the fruits that appeal to you most and gradually expand your choices. You can also try different preparation methods. For example, if you don't like the texture of kiwi skin, start by eating the flesh only and gradually work up to including small amounts of skin. Problem: these fruits are too expensive. Solution: focus on the most affordable options first. Frozen berries, seasonal apples, and regular oranges are typically budget-friendly. Buy fruits when they're in season and on sale. Remember that the health benefits may save you money on medical expenses in the long run. Problem: I forget to eat fruit regularly. Solution: plan your fruit consumption like you would any other important health habit. Set reminders on your phone. Prepare fruits in advance and keep them visible in your kitchen. Make eating fruit part of established routines, like having berries with breakfast or an apple as an afternoon snack. Problem: my family thinks I'm being too restrictive. Solution: educate your family about the health benefits of your choices and show them that you're eating delicious, nutritious foods, not depriving yourself. Consider preparing fruits in ways that others can enjoy too, like making berry parfaits or fruit salads with the varieties you can eat. The science behind long-term success research consistently shows that people who maintain healthy dietary changes long-term share certain characteristics. They focus on adding healthy food rather than just restricting unhealthy ones. They make gradual changes rather than dramatic overhauls. They plan ahead and prepare for obstacles. and they focus on how the changes make them feel rather than just the numbers on their blood glucose meter or scale. Studies specifically looking at fruit consumption and diabetes management have found that people who regularly eat low-glycemic fruits like the ones I've recommended have better long-term blood sugar control, lower rates of diabetes complications, and better overall quality of life compared to those who avoid fruit entirely. The anti-inflammatory effects of the antioxidants in berries, cherries, and other fruits I've recommended may also help protect against some of the long-term complications of diabetes, including cardiovascular disease and nerve damage. This makes the fruits not just tools for daily blood sugar management, but investments in your long-term health. Working with your healthcare team as you implement the strategies I've shared. It's important to keep your healthcare team informed about the changes you're making. This is particularly important if you're taking medications for diabetes, as improved blood sugar control may require adjustments to your medication dosages. Bring your blood sugar logs to your medical appointments and share the results of your fruit testing with your doctor or diabetes educator. They can help you interpret your results and make recommendations for further optimization. If you're working with a registered dietitian, share this information with them as well. They can help you integrate these fruit choices into a comprehensive meal planning strategy that meets all your nutritional needs. Don't be discouraged if some healthcare providers are skeptical about using fruit for blood sugar control. Unfortunately, many healthcare professionals still operate under outdated guidelines that recommend avoiding all fruits for people with diabetes. Share the research and your personal results with them, and consider seeking out providers who take a more integrative approach to diabetes management beyond blood sugar. Additional health benefits. While our focus has been on blood sugar control, the fruits I've recommended provide numerous other health benefits that are particularly important. For people over 60, the antioxidants in berries and cherries may help protect against cognitive decline and support brain health as we age. The potassium in avocados and other fruits supports cardiovascular health and helps regulate blood pressure. The vitamin C in citrus fruits and kiwi supports immune function and helps with wound healing. The fiber in all these fruits supports digestive health and may help reduce the risk of certain cancers. The anti-inflammatory compounds in many of these fruits may help reduce joint pain and stiffness associated with arthritis. These additional benefits mean that incorporating these fruits into your diet isn't just about blood sugar control. It's about supporting your overall oral health and quality of life as you age. Your next steps. As we conclude this comprehensive guide, I want to leave you with clear, actionable steps you can take starting today to begin using these powerful fruits for blood sugar control. First, choose the fruits from my list that appeal to you most and that fit your budget and lifestyle. Buy appropriate portions for the next week and plan exactly when and how you'll eat them. Second, if you don't already have one, get a blood glucose meter so you can test your individual responses to these fruits. Many pharmacies sell affordable meters, and test strips are usually covered by insurance if you have diabetes. Third, start keeping a simple food and blood sugar log. Note what you eat, when you eat it, and your blood sugar readings at the recommended times. This will help you identify patterns and optimize your choices. Fourth, be patient and consistent. Changes in blood sugar control don't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you should start seeing improvements within a few weeks. Fifth, share your plans with your healthcare provider and ask for their support as you make these positive changes. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every small step you take toward better blood sugar control is an investment in your health and your future. The fruits I've shared with you today are powerful tools, but they work best when combined with other healthy lifestyle choices like regular physical activity, adequate sleep, stress management, and working with your healthcare team. You have the power to take control of your blood sugar and improve your health. Starting with your very next meal, choose one of these powerful fruits, prepare it the way I've recommended, and begin your journey toward better blood sugar control and improved health. Your body will thank you for it, and you'll be amazed at how much better you can feel when you give your body the tools it needs to thrive. The 7 fruits I've shared with you today: berries, apples with skin, pears with skin, cherries, citrus fruits with pulp, kiwi, and avocado, are more than just foods. They're natural medicines that can help you regain control over your blood sugar, increase your energy levels, and improve your overall health and quality of life. Start today. Be consistent, and prepare to be amazed by the power of nature's most perfect blood sugar medicines. Your healthiest, most energetic years can still be ahead of you, and it all starts with the simple act of choosing the right fruits and eating them the right way.